I mean, I have no one online. This might not work. Oh, I have 2 people on now. So I'm just trying to see how this looks. Sorry for anyone watching, I'm just trying to sort this out for the first time. Okay. Oh, 10 people. Okay, so there's more people now. So this is the first time doing it. It's just like a live YouTube interaction. I thought, as I want to try and get my YouTube up a bit more, just thought people might be interested in just hearing what I have in terms of opinions. So if people want to send in some questions, I'm currently in Monte Gordo in Portugal on a training camp, and hopefully next week I'm going to bring in a couple of athletes who are actually staying in this hotel for almost just question and answers with them, just asking about their training. Quite a few of them are doing some Seville Marathon, so if you guys want to tune in, I'll let you guys know how often it will be, when all these live YouTube things will take part. And yeah, so I thought it'd just be quite good to interact with you guys and see how this goes. If this becomes a regular thing and you guys like it, just let me know, and I can do it on a weekly basis, do it a few times a week, and we'll just go from there. So first of all, I just want to start with, I know there was a couple of questions that just came through, but I just want to start with the 3 questions that were commented on my post earlier, well, yesterday. So the first one is from Lil, and she's interested to hear how I cope with injury, and further on how I became professional and how things are going. So many of you may know that I had a stress fracture back in October. So I did the big half, Vitality big half, against the likes of Mo Farah, Jack Rowe, Andrew Butchart, Phil Sessman, all these top guys. Finished 3rd in it, didn't taper for it or anything, because it wasn't my big focus. My big focus was on Valencia half marathon. Unfortunately, I was at my girlfriend's house, and I was on a run. It was only 2 weeks before, and yeah, it's like my 3rd metatarsal just completely went. So I had to basically completely stop running for 3 months. It was quite a tough time. Thankfully, I've had great support from people in Cardiff, from family and everything. And yeah, so after when the injury first happened, got an MRI, and the first week I just had completely off, just went back home, just relaxed and everything, took my mind off running, and then I got back into it. Many of you might know on Strava, if you follow me on Strava, I've done so much cross training, and it has been sensational. It's been really good fun. Absolutely pushed my body to the limit. I don't think I've ever been this aerobically fit from it, and yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the running movement and hopefully some bigger races later on in the year. How I became professional. So this started in 2021, was the first time I met NN Running. So I met him when I first paced Rotterdam Marathon, so my agent Yuri, and he, we got in touch, we were speaking for quite a few months. So I first officially let people know that I joined NN and was signed a professional contract with the NN team and Nike in January, because it's on a yearly basis. So that was really good. So we were in chat. I think they found me because of my sort of marathon, the one I was supposed to only pace. but I carried on and ran 2:11 as a pacer. Didn't take any drinks or anything on board, so it was like a once in a lifetime thing. But yeah, that's how they heard me. They got in touch, and it was something. I was with Moyo Sports at the time. Great company. But I like I said to the agent I was working with, like it's the NN team. So I couldn't say no almost. So we had to like a bit of a deliberation, but thankfully I've joined NN, and Nike and NN have just been incredible sports. And the last question on it, how things are going. So currently, like I said, I'm in Montegordo right now, have another week here, kept catching some sun away from the UK weather because I've heard it's absolutely disgusting at the minute. So just doing a lot of training here, and yeah, it's amazing staying in this hotel, and it's just full of like professionals, so Italians, Germans, Spanish, like any country you can think of are all here. Apparently British Triathlon are coming on Monday, so there's even more people coming. So it's a really good place. It's very known for, like, there's a 2K running flat route you go to the track at, and yeah, it's incredible around here. So this is from Claire Hazel. How I fuel and hydrate, in particular leading up to a race. So one thing many of you know is basically I love Nutella. I absolutely love Nutella, and normally before a race I have like porridge, Nutella, peanut butter, bagels, toast, anything, because in a race you like almost being an elite, you get like to have like free breakfast, whatever. So they give you the breakfast and you just have whatever you want. So I'm a massive fan of Nutella. I actually messaged them for sponsorship. Unfortunately, Nutella never got back to me. So yeah, hopefully one day I could get sponsored by Nutella. But yeah, so I just have that before races. Now, because I'm like half marathon, like I need to get I want to try drinking more in terms of sessions, because sessions getting bigger, races and the half marathon. So I'm going to try some Morton, which sponsor NN. So I'm going to be trying that more in some training sessions, whether that's like on a long run or anything like that, just to get my body used to it, really. So when I do step up to the marathon, it'll just feel like a piece of cake, quite easy. Scott Burrell asked, next goal race I'm aiming for. I can't say just yet what I'm doing, so I'm coming back from injury, and but yeah, it's going to be a cool race in 2023, but I can't let too many people know at the minute. Only a handful of people know, but I'm sure people will find out, especially like see how the foot feels, because I was 3 months, and for a month and a half I was in a boot basically. So we just need to see how everything goes for the next few months. And yeah, but hopefully this is going to be a good year. There's a lot of races on, and in 2024 is the Olympics, so that's what the main intention is, and we'll go from there. So there's a few more questions that have come in, so we'll start. So the first one was, I'll quickly go through when it was sent. So what were my times when I was younger? So a big thing for me is when a junior asks me, they want to be very good at running, I say, like, it doesn't matter. When you're a junior, you don't want to be almost good. Like, that's the biggest like advice I can give. Like when I was a youngster, I grew up in Hong Kong, and all I would say is just play every sport you can. Play football, rugby, hockey, because the aerobic fitness I've built from those sports have just helped me so much. And you don't want to be focused just on running, because running is such a solo sport. Like, there is a bit of a team aspect to it, but if you can enjoy playing football and all the other sports, like I said, you're going to build that aerobic capacity, you're going to enjoy it, and then just go for some runs on this side. Like, I'm a big believer of, I don't really almost care what you run when you're younger, because the main thing is what you run when you're older at the Olympics. So from a young age, you just want to build, you just want to enjoy it. Like, go to all these events, just enjoy it. If you don't run well at English schools or whatever, who cares? My biggest performance at my best ever place at English schools cross country was 50th. That's my best ever performance. I was 30 seconds off the English school's time for track. But the thing is, I was enjoying my time because I was playing every other sport. So when you're a junior, don't just set your mind on times. All I want you guys to do is just enjoy it, enjoy the process, like play the other sports, make friends, because that's what is the important part. If you guys are just too concentrated on running, it's just gonna be horrible, because you might not get the most support or everything. So just enjoy it for now. Like, I was terrible when I was very young, so all I can kind of say is just enjoy it. Just enjoy your time running as a youngster. That means going out with your mates. If you have to miss a run, who cares? That's it. So the next one I would say is, what supplements do I take? So I take some iron. So the NN team gave me some iron tablets because when I came back from Uganda, I really screwed up my body. I overtrained massively. I put my hands up. I massively overtrained, and I had to, and I just didn't have any red meat there or anything. So I do take some iron. I take some vitamin C. I take some protein, but the main source of food you get from, like protein, calcium, and everything, is just from getting the food, good food in you. Every night, one of my coach told me to have a protein or like a calcium drink. So if you have that, like almost a milkshake at night, and it's amazing. I would recommend it, because then it just gets you those calories in. It gets you more recovered, and that's what I do every night. And I would highly recommend it for any runners, because you just want to get that calcium, you want to get that bone density up. So it's extremely important, especially at a young age. Next one is, I hope these questions are answered right. What were my PBs at 15? 5K and 1500. So 15, when I came to the UK, it was like 14. And I remember doing my first park run, and I think I was like 20 minutes or something. I hadn't broken 20 minutes. But 15, I don't know if I'd broken 5 minutes for 1500 at 15 years old. Maybe it was about 18 and a half for 5K or something. Like I said, I was playing football, hockey, but yeah, I was never that good at 15. I think I've broken 19 for 5K. For 1500 meters, I'm very slow. Like most people know, I'm extremely slow over the shorter stuff. So, yeah, so I couldn't tell you, but I wasn't very good. If you look at my power of 10, you might see some results. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even know if I've broken 20 now, actually thinking about it. But maybe I'll find out. So the next one is, how are my running paces now that I'm running again? They are, to answer this, they are nowhere near as what they were before. Like, I'm extremely aerobically fit from all the cross training I've done. But I did my first session the other day, and I was hitting I ran 16:04 for the first 5K as a first session, which I was very, very happy with, but it felt like a sprint. And then I looked at my heart rate after, and I was like, my heart rate was so low, but because I haven't done any of that impact or anything, because I had 3 months completely off. Like a month and a half ago, I did a minute on, minute walk. So the paces, they're getting there, and a lot of people tell me they will get there. I just need to introduce some strides, but it's going to take quite a while to get to that stage. It was funny though, because I did a session with someone, I was like, these are the paces I normally run like that. But yeah, so I felt like I was sprinting, but it was fun. But this is about just building now, so we'll go from there. Getting quite a few questions now. Next one. What intention YouTube? So all I want to do is just I know it's quite a cringy word maybe, but inspire people to run, get people more out running. If you guys want me to make some videos about anything, so if that's S&C, day in the life, whatever like that. I hope to just get more people out running. I know in the future I would love to be a coach, so I just think YouTube's like, it's just a new platform to try and give out my recommendations but the thing is, I'm not going to go into coaching yet or anything because I don't have any qualifications. I don't want to take that burden on someone. If I injured someone, I'd feel absolutely horrendous. So it's looking into getting qualifications, but YouTube just inspiring people to run. If people want to see if they ever want to see what I do or anything, just let me know and I can make videos. What's your race plan for 2023? I'm sorry, I can't let you know just yet, but you'll find out. You'll find out soon. My PB's when I was 14. So when I was 14, I came to the UK and I ran a 2025 park run. So JCH 2021. If you're currently 1750, you are tons better than me, let's just say that. And then when I was under 17, I think I'd run 1803 maybe, and maybe a 1638 under 20 or something. So yeah, you're doing very well, but just take it easy. Any tips on how to run 5K under 17 minutes? So thing is, I'm just looking at your PB, and the fact you run 1750, you're trying to take off 51 seconds. It will take a bit of time because 51 seconds, that's 10 seconds a kilometre when you think about it. All I would say is don't think about that 17-minute mark just yet. Just think of it taking a bit of chunks out, so say 10 seconds. So if you do a park run, for example, try and hit 1740. The next one, 1730, whatever. I'd say 400s are doing 400s at 5K pace are extremely efficient because you just want to work at that leg turnover. So because you want to break 17 minutes, you want to find out what pace that is for 400 meters and work from there. I'm a big believer in start off at 400 meters and then the week after go to 600, the week after go to 800. Don't just jump into Ks or anything because you want to build up, and I think building up distance, you'll feel better about yourself. If you achieve, say, the first week you do 400 meters and then you do 800 meters, you're just going to look back on that and be like, oh, I'm getting fitter, which you are. So it's a learning progress and you just need to take it easy because 50 seconds is quite a big chunk. So take it back, just think about running a PB. If you don't break 17 minutes, next race, it doesn't matter. You run 17, one of the big things I've learned off people is you run 17:49, you've run a PB. You've never run that fast in your life. So take a PB like it's the big thing, because it is, because at the end of the day, you've never ever run that fast in your life. Next one. My favorite trainer, so I do love the Pegasus or the Vomero, because I just feel like if you can run fast in the mileage shoes and then as soon as you put on the fast, like the carbon plated shoes, you're just going to fly. And I think for this next training block, I'm going to use the mileage shoe more often because I want to feel that benefit when I stand on a race line. So if that means I don't wear the carbon shoe for training, I might not. And just because I need to build my calf strength up, and I do find sometimes carbon shoes, because they push me onto your forefoot too much, that could have caused my injury. So I'm going to be using the Vomeros, and the pegs for quite a lot of my training. So do I believe in the 80-20 training principle, or do you just push hard stuff as much as you can? So people might see on Strava, I have pushed sessions very, very hard. I do have a tendency to push quite hard, and even on cross training and stuff like that, I do put, I know I need to rail back quite a bit. The 80-20 principle, it just almost depends on the person. Like everyone has individualized plans. I've always followed quite a similar program, and now I'm working with Gavin and Joe Pavey, so I'm just following their training plan and what they tell me to do. I'm a big believer in heart rate, so whatever they tell me to do, I will follow, but the recovery is extremely important. So I know my zones because I've done some testing, and from this testing, I'm hoping I know when I need to recover. I know how hard I need to push, and yeah, so it's quite hard to say, but I think training is always individualized, and people might train differently, but that's how they train, and that's how they get the most benefit. Okay, the next one. Thank you for Marcus for subscribing. My VO2 Max, I think I got to 79 on the last test because I know I can deal with lactic better because I just did a whole season track just working on my leg turnover, so I'm pretty sure it's 79. How much influence do you have on the training plan? I do have a lot of influence, so I speak to my coach most days and we just agree on what we both think is the best option. So he sends me a plan and I might say, oh, maybe I could change it ever so slightly, say do more reps or do less reps or do longer reps, whatever. Because I've been cross-training, he's almost given like steps aside a little bit so I can make my own sessions up. But now because the running, I'm starting to run again because when he was working with Joe, she got injured quite a bit. If you read her book, and it's quite important to listen to him because he knows, because he's dealt with so many injuries that she had. So I know I'm in the best possible hands, and what he tells me to, I will follow. The next one. How was Hong Kong? Do I celebrate Chinese New Year? I did in Hong Kong. Hong Kong was, it was incredible. I love it because transport was easy. I had so many friends there. A lot of people have actually moved from Hong Kong to the UK actually. So quite a lot of people are living in London and that. Incredible city, and I can't wait to go back. Unfortunately, it's gone through a bit of a hellhole at the minute with COVID and university strikes and everything. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful city, and I would recommend it to everyone. Tips on eating healthy. So like I said, I messaged Nutella about sponsorship, and I've like this ice cream sundae. So if you go back through a YouTube video, I have an ice cream sundae. At the end of the day, you need to eat. I can't give advice because I've had food problems in the past. So I can't give advice. Like I said, I'm not a nutritionist or anything. You need to do what you think is best for you. So you need to enjoy food. You should not restrict yourself. I've restricted myself before. I've lost weight when running, and it's led to me to have injuries. So at the end of the day, you need to have enough food to give you enough energy to perform. And I need to be telling myself that I know I'm a professional, but I suffer from that. So opening up to people and stuff like that, it's important. You just need to make sure what food you're having, you get enough vegetables, protein in you. But if you want that chocolate bar, have that chocolate bar. You just need to enjoy it, and it might take a few weeks to say, for example, if you have a food and it doesn't sit right when you go train, that might not be the best thing to have. But then it's all about just trial and error, basically. So that's my biggest recommendation. Just have what you want, especially when you're young. Just enjoy it. Just like I said, have, at the end of the day, you want to have good veg, fruit, meat in the diet. If you're vegetarian, maybe nuts. You just need to make sure you get that protein. There's, like I said, good protein shakes you can have. With vegans, I'm sorry, I'm not too... I do sort of know because my sister's a vegan, so I have some input in that, but just enjoy food. You want to be happy, and you want to be training happy. Next question. How do you find what distance you're best at? So again, this is trial and error. So because coming from Hong Kong, it's a bit annoying because in Hong Kong, they almost throw you into the deep end. So you do a lot of long distance when you're young. And when I came to the UK and I found out that at English schools, until you're like 16, 17, you can only run 3K. I was like, what the hell? I was running 10Ks like you can do a 10K race when you're 13, 14. So again, it's trial and error. I think the big thing is you don't know what you're best at. It's the event you feel most comfortable at or you enjoy the most, because if you're enjoying it the most, training's going to be fun. So I'm still loving the race, but I know for me, the races that I'm best at are the longer distance. If that shows from my training, my VO2, my and just over the years, like I have dealt better with bigger mileage. So it's just a case of just going through the next couple of years and enjoying it and just seeing where you're best at. My favourite, here we go. Good meal is bucket of ice cream. Thank you very much. I do know that. And if you have ever any recommendations of ice cream, because I honestly, every time I'm going to Tesco's, I've had every single pot in there. So if you have any recommendations on good ice cream, please let me know. Favourite session? Favourite session would be an in and out tempo. So you do like a kilometre at a fast pace. So say, I've done this session too hard before, but a kilometre at say 10k pace, and then you bring the next kilometre at like a almost slower than tempo, so like a steady effort, and you just do that for like 8, you build up, so maybe you do it for 6k to begin with, and then you go up to 8k the next week. That's my favourite. It's like an in and out tempo. I absolutely love that. You get a good average at the end, and it just makes you feel unreal because you're almost working in different zones. Next one. Best running videos or regular vlogs? Okay, regular vlog. I think I'm doing that. Like I said, I want to get more people watching my YouTube, and if that means doing regular vlogs, I'm more than happy to. Would love to see some race or training vlogs again. Sweat Elite, yeah, I will do that. I think because I'm getting back from an injury, you guys probably wouldn't want to see me just absolutely smashing myself on a cross train and going nowhere. So when I get some more strength in my foot and doing some more sessions, I'll gladly make some more videos. Do I like cross country? I only like cross country if the course is dry, no muds or anything like that. So maybe I have to go to America, run on a golf course for that to happen. Do I think I can become a 2:06, 2:08 marathoner? Just wait and see. That hopefully that's the aim. But like many people might know, like 2024, 2028, marathon's probably on the agenda. So if that means, that's why I've spent the last few years just trying to work on my speed, because I don't want to be another guy who just attends a marathon. I want to be there to compete. And you've seen how fast these Africans can just go. And in order for that to happen, I need to get fast at the shorter stuff. So that's what I'm trying to work on. And then when I do step up, I want to run a very fast time. Will I ever consider international mountain running? I actually represented GB under 20s at mountain running when I was younger. And the Golden Trail series, honestly, I watched that YouTube series the whole time. I absolutely adore it, and that is on my agenda. Watching Tom Evans, Kilian Jornet do all those races, it's incredible. So that's what I'm gonna, hopefully one day I'll do that. UTMB, I think it is, so I just want to be able to do all those races when I'm older. So when I stop running like over the distances, I'm definitely going to do all those trail series, because the places they go to is incredible, and the support up some of the mountains is exceptional. So that is definitely on my agenda. Get some more of these questions. Jake, Biscoff meal suggestion for you. Mix 4 Weetabix and cold milk in a bowl. A big spoonful of Biscoff spread. I adore Biscoff spread. So, Anthony, thank you very much. I will do that back in the UK. Can't really do it in Portugal because we don't. There are a few local shops, but if they had some Weetabix and stuff like that, it would be very impressive. How do I determine my exact threshold pace and heart rate? So I have done some testing, like I mentioned before, and that gave me typical zones. So like my easy zone, recovery zone, tempo zones, and I kind of work off that. So with my coach, because I know the intensity of my heart rate volumes, so it's quite interesting. But like I can look back at other times when I've done this testing, and it does really help, because it means I know when I can recover well, I know when I have to push harder, and it's really benefited me in my training. I've seen it because I've run PBs just from going off heart rate. When I did big half, literally going up to that, I was literally didn't look at pace once, just work on the heart rate zone, and I had it was the easiest 62-minute half marathon I'd ever run, basically. So I'm a big believer in that and hitting your zones. The next one. How fast do you think a 19-minute 5K runner could improve in a year, training 5 times a week? That is very, very dependent on the individual. The fact, if you follow that 5 times a week, you're going to improve. You just do easy runs, you're still going to improve, because you're going to get aerobically fitter. Again, I can't say on how much better you're going to get, because it's very decisive on the sessions you do, how often you do run, the recovery rate. So if you talk to your coach and everything, they'll have a much bigger input. But I think you could get sub 18:30 quite easily. But it's about improving gradually. You don't want to just, if you don't think about breaking 18 anytime soon. You run 18:59, like I said before, you're going to run a PB. And again, you've never run that fast before. So just work on those small improvements, recover well. But the fact you're running 5 times a week is incredible. So just keep going at it, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Any thoughts going back to Uganda? Yes, 100%. It's one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. Like, I'll raise my hand up. I pushed my body to the limit. I overtrained. That's why I came back. I was ill and everything like that. So I know what I need to improve on. I would love to go to Kenya as well, because there's a big base out there. But I would highly recommend going to Uganda. Current career goal, like I said, I can't say anything yet. You guys will find out soon. Just enjoying the running, getting back out there running. So hopefully every week gets a bit easier, because I don't want to be sprinting right now. Any thoughts of doing an ultra? Like I said, I would hopefully do the UTMB and the Golden Trail Series when I'm old, like when I've stopped, not competitive running, but when I'm old and I can't keep up with the youngsters. Favorite running shoe? Oh, it's a Vaporfly, I think, the Nike Vaporfly. I love Nike shoes. I did a lot of work on the cross trainer. How to keep it interesting. So a big thing I found was GCN. So they do, GCN stands for Global Cycling Network, and they do some incredible videos. And I know it's more for cycling, but I actually used it when I was first doing my base phase, because they give you like effort levels. And say, for example, you know what the effort level is on the cross trainer. It's really good fun, because they like have music in the background. They're getting people involved. I actually did some JD spinning sessions. I was probably the only guy in some, and Kate, my girlfriend, would say to me, it was like 15 women and just me, but I adored it. It just meant I was just there. I was interacting with other people. When I was allowed to go outside cycling, I would go outside cycling. But I think with the cross training, it's like I just had to put my head down and just say, okay, this is crap. Yeah, okay, it's not fun. You're staring at a blank wall, whatever. You can watch TV or whatever, but just think about how good it's going to be when you're fit and you're running again, because at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. So if you are injured, I'm so sorry to hear that, but just think about just getting it done, putting your head down. If you're doing 35 minutes a day, that's it. If you're doing hours, an hour of a day, just put some music in. Even if you did want to push a bit harder, I'm thinking of doing this, but like, say you have a playlist, do one song harder. So it's quite good. So every time it drops down to the chorus or anything, that's when you push. It's like almost a spinning session. So I hope you're doing well, and yeah, it's going all right. I'll do a few more questions. Who's the nicest runner you met on your journey? Oh, nicest runner I've met. Some of the Africans are absolutely lovely, part of NN. There's a few nice guys around here. Nicest runner. Richard Douma, who's part of NN. So I'm getting Richard Douma, teammate of mine, to come on this YouTube video next week, and he's already said he would. Joshua Chuck's guy's lovely as well, and some of the guys around there. So, actually, maybe Victor from NN. He was the guy. If you guys watch the Commonwealth Marathon, the guy who won from Uganda, he is probably the nicest guy. He does not say a bad word. He trains like an absolute animal. But yeah, he won the Commonwealth Games Marathon. He's absolutely lovely. Bashir Abdi again. Yeah, he's incredible as well. So when I paced him for the European Marathon, there's so many nice guys I've met from it. I can't really think who else I've met. I need to meet Kipchoge in person properly. Who else? Chris Thompson, yeah, he was lovely. Giddy, I haven't met her in person yet. I've met Giddy on Zoom. She seems absolutely incredible. So, it's just a handful of people.
Cross people? Like Phil and Emil.
Yeah, Phil Sussman and Emil, they're all. And then the guys like Kieran, Henny, from Cardiff. Who else did I meet in Ireland? Yeah, I'll have a think. Thoughts on Mark Scott joining NN? So I've met him like a couple of times, but it's huge news. Like he's an incredible athlete. Like you've seen what he's achieved, and hopefully we can be like maybe go on train camp together, train together because he's from the UK. Another British guy in the NN team is great to see, and yeah, we'll see how everything goes. When do I think I'll beat Mo's half marathon record, this year or next year? Currently, right now, no chance because I'm getting back into running. If there was like a cross-trainer world champ, sign me up or Kieran doing cross-trainer world champs. We are impeccable on the cross-trainer. So if you know anything like that, I was even CrossFit. The CrossFit bike I absolutely adore, so I'm tempted to do that. I've already said to my agent, if there was a CrossFit champs, I'm doing that. Do I use Zwift? I don't. I would like to set it up, and I am thinking of setting up, but not right now. Thank you, this is quite a cute question. How am I doing post-injury? Doing okay physically and mentally? Is the recovery going okay? Recovery's going great. I really appreciate this. Physically and mentally, I went through quite a bad phase. Quite a few people, only a handful of people know. I can't really say how, and I've had so much support from my girlfriend, Kieran, Hennigan, my parents, my coach, and I thank them all. I just went through a bad phase with foods, like 3 months out and everything. So, but then I think everyone in Cardiff helped me so much as well because I try to go out more and everything and made quite a big social gathering with people. But like I've said on Instagram, there's a handful of people who've just been there and supported me and got me through this. And I've spoken to a few people. Like I said, I don't really want to go into it. It's quite individualized, but hopefully I'll make like a video about it when I become more confident, whatever, and really explain. But I really appreciate that. But I'm doing really well now. Quite nice to be in a hot country. So it's a bit better than being in the UK. Do a few more. Do I speak Cantonese? I actually learned Mandarin the whole time in Hong Kong, every single day. I know like ni hao and stuff like that. What jiao Jake. It's I can read it better than I can actually speak it, which is quite weird. But it was annoying because I was going to an international school, so all the international kids couldn't really care. But I now look back at it, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, it was how big Mandarin is now is crazy. So I'm a bit gutted I didn't really push for it. Do a few more questions. We'll do these last couple. What do I think caused my injury? So again, I don't want to get into it too much because I have suffered with a few problems recently. It might be because of the shoes, like, because they always like push me onto my forefoot. Too much training, not recovering enough, and it's like I was pushing towards a race, and I was pushing so hard because I wanted the time. I had the time in my mind. I really wanted to. So it was a handful of things. It could have been lucky, but I know I'm just trying to work on the weaknesses. So it's like almost a blessing in disguise the injury came, because I've worked on in the gym so much, just trying to focus on where I was weak, and from there it's paying off because I feel stronger in myself, feel stronger when I'm running, feel stronger on the cross trainer. So hopefully it's just a positive news from there. We'll do these last couple. Do I ever get tempted to go out and do a fast? Oh yeah, fast parkrun. I did one the other time just before, like during my last training block, and yeah, I want that parkrun world record. So I've heard of some really fast ones near me actually, in Bushy Parkrun. There's some down south, like Cardiff Parkrun's really fast. So I would be tempted to do it. So once I get back out running, get a few races in, I might just say to my coach, look, give me 2 weeks to have 2 attempts, and I'm just going to go for it. And if I die, I die, because at the end of the day, parkrun's there, just enjoy it. I'm doing this final question. Oh, yeah. What is your weekly mileage? Okay, that would be weekly mileage. So when I was like running fit and everything, I got up to like 100 to 120 miles at times. I was doing an absolute ton. But I'm gonna, for now, like I'm backing off quite a lot, because I'm a big fan of cross training. Because I just find you can still get your heart rate up. You can still get the same benefit, because at the end of the day, your body doesn't know what you're doing. Like your heart, say for example, you're gonna get the same sort of benefits from your heart rate, because you're working at the same intensity. So if that means I have to hit 130 running or 130 on the cross trainer, if I do the same, I'm going to get the same benefit. Yes, maybe I'm not getting the same leg benefit, but it's reduced risk of injury if I'm not overdoing it on the cross trainer. It means, well, a big thing in the UK, you can sit indoors and you're not getting too cold. So yeah, so there's a lot of things I'm going to be looking into more, and we'll just go from there. And the final question, what's your opinion on disability athletics? Did you know the category system for deciding who's classed as disabled or really flawed? Okay, so with this question, I'm not too sure. You might have to help me here.
I want to get into it.
So, I don't really know. I need to look more into it, because
it's the same as like, it's the same as like having like a dyslexia. It's the same as having like a dyslexia test in school. It's like there are people who can cheat the system, because at the end of the day, you can like make yourself seem more like the dyslexia test in school, you just read slower. So there probably are like some flawed issues with it, but like how you get around that is pretty impossible. There's also, I know there's like across countries there's a bit of like, because so you can't get tested by your own country, but countries like work together to do each other's athletes, but I don't know how you get around it. And then some disabilities, you know, you're not the same every day. I know there's one athlete who's dominates the sport, and she has a...
Don't say any names.
No, I actually can't remember her name, but she has a disability that like some days is worse than others. So like, what do you do about that? And the same with blindness. But then, you know, they were on about blindfolding the equestrian riders, and they were saying that how like that would just disorientate them too much. I don't think it's something that you can ever like fully get around.
I think as well, like I can't say much because I do watch it and stuff, but like for example, when you watch the swimming, for example, I'm still, like I said, I need to look into it more, but when you watch the swimming, like, I have seen some races where I don't understand why there are some swimmers in it, because it's, like, for example, there's
Like
someone
one arm
who,
versus
yeah,
two
it's one
arms.
arm versus two arms, some people don't say have any legs or anything, so it's something I would like to look more into. The good thing is, like, in Cardiff, there's a lot of disability
The
sport, and it's
world's
quite
really
big.
good.
And it's big, and, like, for example, Steve Morris, who was part of our training group in Cardiff,
And you got Harrison and Kai.
yeah, you have Harrison, Cardiff, so you have so many people, and they're all benefiting from Sport Wales because they've been helping them so much. Yeah, it's really, really good question, actually.
It's hard, but I think UK do it well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but you can't. You're never gonna win.
I know there's, like, people who think otherwise of other athletes, and, like, there's always in athletics, there's always gonna be people who can't stand other people, or think other people not cheating, but, like, against the or for the system, whatever. But it's something to really look into, because it is really interesting. But I'm glad, especially in Wales, like, the support they're getting is incredible, and it can only get better from there. Like, you've seen, I remember speaking to Harrison, and, like, the fact he went to communist, didn't he, Harrison?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and he was, like, so happy. I think one thing that I don't understand is, at some championships they don't have some races for some disabled athletes.
It's
So
commies, Commonwealth, depending on whichever country hosts it, choose, like, which events they put on, and that's quite unfair.
Which I find is quite unfair, because you could be waiting, say, you know, for example, the Olympics every 4 years, you're waiting 4 years. These guys could be waiting maybe eight, like, I don't know, but maybe 8 years, which is very, very unfair.
I think the more people that get involved and do it and compete, the better the categories will become.
100%.
And so it's just, and you know, like the same with, like, wheelchair basketball. Sometimes the African countries come just with, like, normal chairs and not wheelchair basketball chairs.
Yeah.
And it's the same with, like, the chair racing and, like, on the road and stuff. Some people are in, like, speed chairs, and some it's just the more.
But what I loved about the Commonwealth especially was how much support the disabled athletes actually got. Like, my parents went to watch, I think they went to watch wheelchair basketball, and they said it was one of the best things ever. And and for example, the wheelchair marathon, like, people go out onto the streets and they're just standing out there because they love the support, and it was incredible just to see how many people were out there just watching it all. So it's something to look forward, but it's all, like I said, it's like how it can change is going to be very, very hard, and people have different thoughts and different opinions. So we'll have to look into it a bit more, but thank you for that question, Nikita. But yeah, you might know better than me, but that's my input. For Sandy, his classes today was really full. Yeah. It's just that last bit. Do you know the category system for that?
Yeah, I think it's just the more people. That's up to the governing bodies, though. There's nothing you can really do about that.
And last question, your opinion on heart rate training. So like I said, I'm a massive believer into heart rate training. So working zones and everything. You may have seen, like, in every run, or, like, I put on Strava, I say, like, what my average heart rate was, for example, what my max was, and stuff like that. So, like I said, like, I think it just means I recover well. I know what paces I have to be running, and yeah, and I think maybe I'll make, like, a YouTube video about, like, heart rate zones, like what mine are, what training intensities I do. So just let me know what other videos. So yeah, it's 49 minutes done. I didn't think I was going to get that many questions, but I hope, like, thank you for watching, and I hope you got, like, a quite good insight into this. Like I said, I'm going to get some people from the hotel, so from the training people who are training here. A Dutch guy on it, he already apologizes for his English. His English is alright, but we'll get some more people on here. over the next week, and just let me know if you guys want to see some other videos. If you guys like this live, I can keep doing it more regularly, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, have a great training week. And if you ever need any input from me, just literally message me. I'm trying to be the most open person in the world, try to help as many athletes as I can. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good training week, and I will do another post to when I will do this next live, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, thank you for watching. Oh, it's Chinese New Year tomorrow. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, happy Chinese New Year to you too. So enjoy it, and I hope you have a lot of moon cake. I remember that. I wasn't a big fan of moon cake, but it is moon cake, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's moon cake. I hope it's moon cake. But enjoy moon cake, but it's the Year of the Rabbit. Year of Rabbit, so happy Year of the Rabbit. Well, thank you very much for watching. I don't know how to end this.
Yes.